Hi, I'm Isaac Roche, and in this lesson we're going to be learning chords in the key of D that go along with the songs that I teach in that key. So the first chord is the 1 chord, and that is D. So we're playing D9, and with this one we're putting our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. And then we're strumming all the strings except the low E and A strings. So that's from the D down. So you can either mute the E and A strings with your thumb or just not strum them at all. So that's D9, and that's the 1 chord. So the next chord is D over F sharp, so that's 1 over 3. So we're going to leave our 1 chord here, which is D, and we're going to put our first finger on the 2nd fret of the E string, the low E string, to get our F sharp bass note. So that's D over F sharp, which is 1 over 3. So that sounds like this. So what we're doing is we're muting the A string and the E string, and we're playing the rest of the strings. So that's D over F sharp, that is the 1 over 3. We then come to the 2 chord, which is a minor chord, and that's E minor. So for E minor, we're just going to put our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and our ring finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and we're going to strum all the strings. That's E minor. You can choose to play that with your first and middle finger instead of middle and ring fingers if you like. So that's the 2 chord, and the 3 chord is F sharp minor. So F sharp minor, we've got our first finger on the 2nd fret of the E string, we've got our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and we've got our ring finger on the 2nd fret of the B string, and we're just playing those 3 strings. So that's F sharp minor. That's the 3 chord. We then come to the 4 chord, which is G. For our G chord, the 4 chord, we've got our middle finger on the 3rd fret of the low E string, got our first finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and then we've got our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, and our pinky is on the 3rd fret of the E string. So that's G. But often I'll take off my first finger and I'll mute the A string with my middle finger, and it leaves it a little bit more, it sounds counterintuitive, but it leaves it a bit more open chord. It leaves out the 3. So that's the 4 chord, that's G. You can play either of those. The 5 chord is A, and in the key of D, often I play A sus4. So got my first finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, I've got my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and I'm going to put my ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, and I'm going to strum all the strings except the low E string. So that's A sus4. You can just play normal A, which we just move our ring finger into the 2nd fret of the B string. So that's A. That's the 5 chord, and then we come to the 6 chord. The 6 chord is B minor. So our B minor, we're going to put our first finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. We're going to leave the D string open. We're going to put our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string and our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. And we're going to strum all the strings except both E strings. We're keeping muted. So you can't hear them, but you can hear all the rest. So that's the B minor chord. So that's all the chords that we're learning in the key of D. I'll go ahead and I'll play 8 counts of each one so we can practice alongside. But if you are all good with that, thanks for watching the lesson. If you have any song suggestions, chuck them down below in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Alright, so we've got 8 strums of D9, D over F sharp, E minor, F sharp minor, G, A sus4, B minor. And then we'll go back to D. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. D over F sharp. E minor. F sharp minor. G, A sus4, B minor, and back to D. Cool. Thanks for listening, guys. I will see you in the next video.